The greatest athletic exhibitions in the world tonight, but you have received your final chance at the U.S. heavyweight title. I don't just mean tonight, and I don't just mean this week, and I don't just mean this month. You have received your last title shot forever.
So what are you talking about?
Wait a minute, there's Cactus Jack. Cactus Jack grabbing the fatigue Steamboat from behind. He's biting him in the face. Steamboat's got to fight for his life here. Steamboat and Cactus Jack hooking it up. WCW Saturday Night is brought to you in part by Jolly Rancher Candy, the great taste of fruit squared. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to WCW Saturday Night. Jim Ross, along with Freebird Michael P.S. Hayes, we're going to be your host for the next 2 hours of action. Quite an altercation last week at Beach Blast between Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Cactus Jack. We'll have more on that in the hour. Plus, Michael Hayes, what do you think about the situation involving Steve Dr. Death Williams, Terry Bam Bam Gordy, and the Steiner brothers?
So many things going on in WCW. But first of all, let me say it's almost like deja vu with me and you. But Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Dr. Death and the Steiners, have y'all ever seen a train wreck? Because that's about exactly what it was in Charleston.
Fans, we're going to show you more about that situation a little bit later in the program. Plus, we're going to have our first conversation since leaving the Dangerous Alliance, Michael, with Larry Zbyszko.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, locker room scoop. There's been bad blood, but he wants Bobby Eaton, and he wants him bad.
Plus, last week in the WCW Magazine, we saw the offer that Nikita Koloff was made by the Dangerous Alliance to join their organization. He said no then, but it didn't set too well, seemingly.
No, it didn't set well. I can't blame him for saying no, but you got to question the way he did it because he ticked off Rick Rude about kind of being rude to his old lady Medusa, and you see what trouble that got Steamboat in.
Plus, last week you heard comments from the tailor-made man about wrestling Dustin Rhodes. Well, that match will happen in this broadcast.
I'll tell you something about the tailor-made man. He can back up what he says. Whether he does it today is another question.
Fans, it's going to be a great broadcast. We're happy that you're with us. And right now, let's go to our ring announcer, Gary Michael Capetta.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by the Chief Executive Officer of the Dangerous Alliance, Paul E. Dangerously, from Hollywood, California, weighing 252 pounds, the WCW World Television Champion, Sting, Steve Austin. His opponent from Baltimore, Maryland, 224 pounds, Jumpin' Joey Max.
Gary Michael Capetta has completed his ring introductions, ladies and gentlemen. Randy Anderson is the referee, Stunning Steve Austin, the television champion, getting last-minute instructions from Paul E. Dangerously. Austin has been in intense training for his rematch with Barry Windham for the WCW World Television title. As he forces Mags back into the corner, let's see if we get a clean break.
You might have got a clean break there, Jim, but I tell you, he's really intimidating Mags right from the get-go.
Mags, tough little competitor from Baltimore, catches the boot to the midsection. And Austin hooks both arms and goes for the cover in the early part of the match, or the pin, we should say. There's a takedown. Michael, it seems as if he's toying with Joey Mags in the early going.
He is, Jim. He's just playing with him, and actually what he's doing is toying with Barry Windham, letting him know how he just recently defeated him for that TV title.
Nice counter move out of the hammerlock by Austin, driving the knee into the back of the head of Joey Mags. Austin likes to utilize a move called the stun gun, but he had more than a stun gun when he took the title from Barry Windham, catching now Mags with that short clothesline. Austin dropping Mags across the top rope.
Cutting off the wind a little bit there.
Stun gun-like maneuver, and Mags able to kick out. That mirrors him over dangerously. Certainly very vocal here, Michael, at ringside, as usual.
Well, when has he ever been quiet? See what he's doing. He's staying to the neck. He's setting him up. You know the stun gun's just around the corner.
Irish whip, going left to right. Caught him. Waist lock and a stun gun.
Man.
He hooks the leg, and this one is over.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, the WCW World Television Champion, Stunning Steve Austin.
So the rematch has been signed. Stunning Steve Austin and Big Barry Windham for the TV title.
We take it here, a slow-mo view, and there, well executed. The top rope and the throat dropped upon it. Barry Windham, if this happens to you, it'll be the same thing. A 1, 2, 3 for Stunning Steve.
Who's the best team in wrestling? You can decide after this timeout. Welcome back, everyone, to WCW Saturday Night. In the last 7 days, we have seen 2 altercations involving the Steiner brothers, Steve Dr. Death Williams and Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Michael, we're going to take the fans back to this past Monday night, the Clash of Champions, and it really got out of hand.
Jim Ross, I've been in the ring with the Steiners, have all the respect for them in the world, but they've never, ever got their kicked like this past week. Gordy and Doc are all business. You know what I mean?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back this past Monday night. It happened right here on TBS at the Clash of the Champions. Let's join this situation involving the Steiner brothers, Dr. Death and Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
Making their way now, Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
It's been a bad wreck, and I'm talking about a nasty, nasty wreck. There's people out there, I mean, they're all twisted up, and they got their arms behind their neck. Messed up.
What kind of a wreck are you talking about?
Wreck right outside this building right here, and it looked like a couple of Puerto Ricans.
And what's happened, we're not to the bottom of what's happened to the Puerto Rican team. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out who caused the car wreck, whether or not there was even a car involved. The bottom line is this, that the NWA said that we'd have to wait until the Great American Bash to see the second round of this tag team tournament. And I said, as WCW Executive Vice President, because I went to Steiner's and I went to Doc and Gordy, and I said, you ought to get it on, you ought to hook them up. And let me tell you, both of them said, let's hook it up. So tonight, right here and now, we're going to start round 2. Round 2 starts tonight of the NWA Tag Team Tournament. We're going to hook them up.
Both men jockeying for position here. Doc takes him down. Great upper body strength by Dr. Death Steve Williams, one of the strongest men in the sport. Back heel trip and a single leg by Scott Steiner. Steiner, the leg lays, trying to turn Doc over, and now behind in a ride.
Move and counter move. Look at the strength of Dr. Death right there. Actually has Scott Steiner suspended right in the air. Both men falling into the ropes at this point, and the referee will ask for a clean break. Whether he gets it, we'll see.
The game face of Dr. Death, etched with determination. And their official here, the timber's beginning to flare. Doc was a little concerned that it took Scott a little longer than he wanted in the break. Thought it was a good break personally, but in any event, Dr. Death took exception with a referee. Side headlock, tag made. Rick Steiner, the former heavyweight from Michigan, against the former heavyweight from Oklahoma. These guys at one time were tag team partners. And he got him! He got it!
The race is on! He made it!
He did it! He made the tag! Rick Steiner, the legal man! Doc, that's that chip! And he got it! Oh, right here, right over the top! Gordy in! What a hell of a fight! This might send him into the ring!
It's turned into a total brawl, a total fight. Rick Steiner getting double teamed now as Doc comes in from behind with Bam Bam Gordy.
I'm very concerned not only about Rick Steiner, but his brother Scott. His leg could be damaged. He's on the outside, and Terry Gordy now on the outside. outside with it. Oh, power slam by Dogface on Doc.
No, what's he saying? No tag.
The referee did not see the tag.
He can't count it. He's not a legal man.
Scott Steiner is still the legal man as far as the referee's concerned. Doc hammered outside. And now Dogface. Rick Steiner out with Bam Bam Gordy. Scotty Steiner's knee has been damaged by Williams and Gordy as he rolls back outside.
Both teams outside the ring. Now you got the discretion of the referee. Does he want a double count out? Here comes Dr. Death. Steve Williams. Oh, he throws the Oklahoma shoulder block right into the knee of Scott Steiner.
Doc drove that knee viciously, his shoulder viciously into Scotty Steiner's knee. The referee's having a heck of a time separating Gordy and Rick Steiner. Scott Steiner's leg, I mean, this kid's knee has just been disintegrated, it would seem, trying to get back up.
The Steiner brothers facing the most fierce competition I have ever seen them have. Scott Steiner definitely hurt. The knee is hurt. Bam Bam Gordy exchanging with Rick Steiner. Referee must get some type of control. It's out of hand right now.
Dr. Death with Scott Steiner over his head. Extending the arms into a power slam. Modified stampede. He'll get him here. No, he won't. He didn't do it. He thought he had him, but he didn't do it. He got two.
And Dr. Death very upset at the tempo of the referee's count right there.
Rick Steiner back in with Gordy. But remember, Scott is a legal man, as is Dr. Death Steve Williams. Short clothesline. Scotty, he's got Doc. He's got him. Oh, wait. Oh, my. Gordy hit him from behind.
He clipped him right into that knee. He got him. Dr. Death Steve Williams, major upset. Dr. Death and Bam Bam Gordy have defeated the Steiner brothers here in the NWA tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, the team of Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Dr. Death Steve Williams.
The number 4 seed has upset the number 1 seed. Williams and Gordy have defeated the Steiner brothers, but Scott Steiner's knee has been damaged.
That was a shocking situation this past Monday at the Clash of Champions. We're going to hear from the Steiners a little bit later in the broadcast, but Mike, I know a rematch has been signed.
A rematch has been signed, and even if we ain't on the card, I'm going to be there because I want to see another train wreck. But, Jim, dead in the baseball season right now, if we were to look at the standings, it would have Gordy and Williams, 1 win, 1 tie, no loss. Steiners, no wins, 1 tie, barely, and a big loss.
Fans, will have more on WCW Saturday night right after this timeout. Welcome back to WCW Saturday night. Jim Ross and Michael P.S. Hayes back with you. We're going to see Larry Zbyszko in action in just a moment. But, Mike, what are your thoughts about his breakup with the Dangerous Alliance?
Well, Spanky, this has been going on for a while. Ever since Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton became a tag team way back at the end of '91, there was friction building. After what took place, it's all to a head. He wants Bobby Eaton. I can understand why. But his main thrust is going to be you, Paulie.
Fans, let's go back and show you just exactly how this breakup occurred.
Don't you ever, when I'm talking to you, turn your back to me. You obey my orders like a common woman obeys her husband. Do you understand that, Larry? Do you understand what I'm telling you? You tonight will prove yourself because you're going to wrestle Stunning Steve. Remember, it's nothing personal. It is strictly business, Larry. But tonight, you prove yourself to me and the whole Dangerous Alliance.
I'll prove it. But let me tell you what I think about the Dangerous Alliance, and it's not business, it's personal.
Beautiful Bobby up on top. The knee right in the back of the head. The referee's pushing dangerously out and did not see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing 244 pounds, Larry the Cruncher Zbyszko. His opponent, 234 pounds, the Avenger.
Well, no doubt about it, Michael Hayes, that Larry the Cruncher Zbyszko's got a big score to settle with the Dangerous Alliance, especially beautiful Bobby Eaton, and they've got a big grudge match sign that I can't wait to see, but I don't know a darn thing about this masked man.
Well, I don't know nothing about him, but I do know a scoop like I told you. And there's been bad blood between Bobby Eaton and Larry Zbyszko since it was Eaton and Anderson that went for the tag team belts back in November.
Spinning karate kick by the Cruncher, snap mares the masked man over. Zbyszko, the veteran from Pittsburgh, a double tough competitor, scoops him up. I don't see Paulie Dangerously out here scouting this one. He's known Zbyszko since, and Paul has mentioned this, since Paul was 13 years of age. Interesting move here, Mike.
It's a very good amateur move. Zbyszko, his credentials speak for himself. I wish they'd replay that slap. I really like the way his hand went against Paulie's face. I bet you had to like it too, didn't you, Jim?
I did bring a smile to my face, as a matter of fact.
I guess your loyalties are kind of strained, though, aren't they? With Doc and Gordy and the Steiners.
Well, I'll tell you, as a wrestling fan, you can't help but love that matchup, and that big rematch has been signed as well.
Now, this is a great move. What he's doing is cutting the guy's wind off. And if you can't breathe, you can't think.
Zbyszko very, very methodical here. Not making many mistakes. Ties the masked man upside down here in the corner and stomps away. He may be a fan favorite right now, Michael Hayes, but he certainly has not changed his rough and tumble style.
No, and I don't think he's going to either.
We're going to be talking to Zbyszko a little bit later here. Inside cradle. Got him hooked up, got a near fall out of it.
But you've got to question now, why would Larry Zbyszko go against all of the Dangerous Alliance with no help? Nice swinging neck breaker.
Well, he's certainly going to be outmanned. Has to be very, very careful as to how he attacks the Dangerous Alliance. But as we said, his first matchup will be against beautiful Bobby Eaton in what should be a tremendous move. There's tremendous move, brain buster, and that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Larry the Cruncher Zbyszko.
Well, Michael, let's take another look at it while I get ready to talk to that man, Larry Zbyszko.
All right, let's take a look at it, and this is poetry in motion. First, he starts with a beautiful swinging neck breaker, gets that neck acting up. Then he's going to close it off with a patented, nobody does it better, the Cruncher. Takes his man high up with a vertical and drops him right on his head. That's going to get it for anybody at any time. A 1, 2, 3, and beautiful Bobby, look out. Larry's coming after you. And ladies and gentlemen, let me throw it to my man Jim Ross, who's standing there with Larry the Cruncher Zbyszko.
This is our first opportunity to talk with Larry the Cruncher Zbyszko since leaving the Dangerous Alliance. I'm sure you got a lot of things to say.
You know, Paulie Dangerously wanted me to come out here and prove myself to the Dangerous Alliance. But when I had Austin flat on his back, out cold, did I prove something to you, boys? Huh? When I smacked you, Paul, and that sweat exploded from your face and your molars cracked, did I prove something to you? Nobody calls me trash. You know, I should have figured all along Bobby Eaton, the biggest puppet of the DA, would be at Paulie's beck and call. Well, you know, it's going to start with you, Eaton. I'm going to take you, and I'm going to punch your face in till it's all swollen. I'm going to yank your hair out. I'm going to make you so incredibly ugly that when you and Paulie are walking down the street, people are going to think you guys are twins. It's going to start with Eaton. It's going to end with Paul E. Dangerously. Now look at all you punks in the DA. Use your time wisely. Take the opportunity and get all the lies out of your system while you can. Tell the whole world you're not afraid of me. Ha-ha. Well, you will be, boys. will be.
The match coming up, Larry the Crutcher Zbyszko and beautiful Bobby Eaton. And fans, when we come back, it'll be Ron Simmons right after this timeout.
Wrestling fans, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Warner Robins, Georgia. He weighs 275 pounds. The All-American, Ron Simmons. His opponent from Northport, Florida, weighing 248 pounds, Bob Cook.
Fans, I want to remind all of you that the Great American Bash starts on Wednesday, July 1st in Macon, July 3rd in Chattanooga, July 4th in Baltimore at the Arena, and July 5th in Atlanta in the Omni. It's going to be Georgia Power Safety Night in the Omni. More on that in the hour as Bob Cook attempts to gain the early advantage on one of the hottest, most powerful competitors in WCW.
Oh!
Big right hands, Michael Hayes.
Boy, you got to appreciate him taking it to him.
Big time elbow. Simmons, what an athlete. He has made his intentions perfectly clear. His next step will be towards the WCW Heavyweight Championship of the world. But before he can take that step, he's got a big hurdle to overcome in the form of the Super Invader.
And let's not forget about Harley Race. Harley Race, 7 times champion and a very devious mind. They said there would be another time. I was shocked at what happened at the Clash of Champions.
Simmons from Warner Robins, Georgia. 3-time football All-American at Florida State University. And will be a part of the big event in the Omni.
Bad move.
What has Cook got, a death wish or something?
Bad move.
Simmons comes back with some big forearms, double axe handle. There to the spine. Irish whip left to right. He caught him with a drop kick. For 275.
Athletically inclined, man. I mean,
gets up.
The elevation. It goes from his days at Florida State, All-American on defense, and Harley Race and Super Invader found out you don't step to run, do you?
Indeed, you're right about that. This guy is one that cannot be intimidated. Simmons 275. So much power, but as Michael Hayes pointed out, ladies and gentlemen, this man has got great agility for someone his size.
Now, you've got to wonder if he got through the Super Invader and Sting was able to retain his title, which I don't think he will against Big Van Vader. What a matchup between Sting and Ron Simmons.
That would be a tremendous matchup. I'll tell you something. A lot of people think that Big Van Vader is going to beat Sting.
I do.
On July the 12th. What a matchup it would be with Ron Simmons and Vader, Ron Simmons and Sting.
Beautiful, beautiful. 2 quick turnbuckles, a high backdrop. He's staying right on the back, concentrating. Sidewalk slam.
He nailed him with it, and it's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, the All-American, Ron Simmons.
We'll take another look at one of the hottest properties in WCW right here.
Here it is, Jim. He hoists him up for that sidewalk slam. Puts him right down on his back. You don't step to Ron Simmons and look out Super Invader.
Let's go now to the ever dapper Eric Bischoff in the magazine.
Thanks, Jim. And this is the WCW Magazine for Saturday, June 27th, 1992. The Great American Bash coming your way exclusively on pay-per-view Sunday, July 12th, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central. The final 3 rounds of the historic NWA World Tag Team Tournament coming your way. And for you fans that want to make the Great American Bash part of your summer travel plans, you can be in Albany, Georgia at the Civic Center and see it live. Call 912-430-5200 and tell them you want to be a part of the Great American Bash. You will also see the WCW World's Heavyweight Champion Sting defend his title against Big Van Vader. I want to take you back now and show you some footage when Sting collided with 450-pound Big Van Vader.
I think if Sting is smart, he'll go back to the dressing room with Bagwell.
Don't confuse courage with stupidity. This is courage. He's going into the big guy's attacking him.
I think this is stupidity, too. I mean, first he had to come in the ropes. He catches an elbow. Now he's at the mercy of Big Vader.
Yes! Sting! knock him off his feet. He did. What do you think about this?
He caught him with the drop kick.
And Vader's up. If he wants Sting, he knows where to find him in the ring. There's going to be another day, and when these two collide for the title, I want to see it.
What a tremendous matchup that is going to be. But you have to wonder how Sting can handle a man as big as Van Vader. At over 450 pounds, he is lethal. Let's go now to these comments from the world's heavyweight champion.
Oh, boy, it's that time of year again. The hot summer, the hot, great American bashes. World Championship Wrestling brings along the best matches this time of year. And, of course, I'm involved in a real match. A true test for the Stinger, as though I haven't been tested by Big Van Vader before. World title matches, the Great American Bash, Big Van Vader, a guy that I gotta take real serious. You've heard me talk about him. There's no reason in going through all the details about his size and his strength and his quickness. You all know how quick he is, and you all know what a threat he is to me, and I know what a threat he is to me, but I also know that it's more than just this belt. It's revenge.
Sting has proven time and time again, as the WCW World's Heavyweight Champion, he will not let the little Stingers down. What a tremendous matchup it's going to be. The Great American Bash only on pay-per-view. Now, let's take a look at the lineup.
World Championship Wrestling presents the Great American Bash 92, exclusively on pay-per-view on Sunday, July 12th at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. You'll see the quarterfinals of the NWA World Tag Team Tournament. Flying Brian and Jushin Thunder Liger against Nikita Koloff and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Hiro Hatsi and Akira Nogami against the Freebirds. Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham will take on Ravishing Rick Rude and Stunning Steve Austin. And then the semifinal round, one team already in, Dr. Death, Steve Williams and Terry Bam Bam Gordy. And who can beat this awesome team? Plus for the world title, it's Sting against the awesome 450-pound Big Van Vader. The Great American Bash pay-per-view, Sunday, July 12th, 7 o'clock Eastern Time.
Contact your local cable operator and order the Great American Bash. You'll see the man that graces the cover of this month's edition of the WCW Magazine, Big Van Vader, challenging Sting for the WCW World's Heavyweight Championship, only on pay-per-view.
Following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, being led to the ring by former heavyweight champion Harley Race. He's from Bangkok, Thailand. He weighs 287 pounds. Super Invader. His opponent from Honolulu, Hawaii, 221 pounds, Chris Sullivan.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WCW Saturday Night. Jim Ross and Freebird Michael P.S. Hayes with you. Referee Mike Atkins calls for the bell. The Super Invader, a man that really got in Ron Simmons' face. He and Harley Race at the Clash of Champions this past week. And their intentions fully known. Super Invader has a very busy schedule, Mike, and I look at the schedule in WCW and I see his name involved in some tag team events, and it troubles me to see Sting on the other side of the dotted line.
Well, it should trouble you, Jim, because he's being an idiot, if you want to know the truth about it. He's got the big rematch on the 12th, and I'm telling you right now, I was there at Beach Blast. The Cactus Jack Falls Anywhere match took more out of him than he ever wants to admit, and he re-aggravated those ribs. He's not at 100% right now. Now, he ain't going to tell you that. And this guy in Van Vader in the tag matches ain't looking to make their win-loss record better. They're not looking to embellish it. They're looking to make him not 100%. And with Harley Race out in the corner, I got a good feeling they just might do it.
Very good points made by Michael Hayes, and it really does seem odd that Sting would sign these tag team events. But in any event, you wonder the motivation. You wonder why Harley Race, Michael, has got such a problem, gut wrench there on the Super Invader, who's a pure power wrestler. Why does Harley Race, in your opinion, have such a problem with Ron Simmons?
Well, I don't know. You know, I don't know if there was really a discrepancy on whose interview time it was at the Clash of Champions, or if Harley's just playing a mind game, because he's very deceitful.
Irish whip in and follows it with a knee to the solar plexus. Super Invader is a man that certainly has been undefeated here on television. Race is such a great teacher, a great coach, if you will.
Yes, he is. And another thing you have to remember, for at least over half of his life, he's had that world title somewhere around him, and he wants it back.
What a power bomb by the Super Invader. Well, we're going to try to talk to Ray here in a few moments.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, the Super Invader.
Don't forget, fans, still to come, Dustin Rhodes takes on the tailor-made man. As we take another look, Mike, I'll get ready to talk to Harley Race.
All right, let's take a look at it, ladies and gentlemen. His own version, if you will, of the power bomb. And look at the power executed. Watch the neck. You see that? It went right back. Ron Simmons, as big and bad as you are, if he gets that on you, buddy, you'll go down the same way for a 1, 2, 3. Now to my good friend Jim Ross standing by with Harley Race.
All right, thanks, Michael, here with Harley Race and Super Invader. You've had a lot of big things coming up in the next few weeks. We know Sting and Big Van Vader's rematch has been signed, but what's the big problem here with Ron Simmons?
Well, let me tell you something. Simmons, you want to stick your nose in our business? Then you're going to pay the price. You look at this man right here. This man is for real. He's here. He is the man of the hour right at this particular moment. And Simmons, guarantee you, you're nuts if you want to get involved with this combination. Big Van Vader is on his way back. And he has already got it initialed. The contract with Sting. Sting, you're a crazy individual to want to get involved with tag matches with this man and the Big Van Vader ahead of what you're already looking at. Van Vader tucked you out of wrestling for almost 6 weeks. He tore your rib cage apart. And buddy, if that's not enough, then you come and get it, because guarantee you, Van Vader's gonna wear the crown.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Harley Race and the Super Invader for their time. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm sure that we will all look forward to the big matchup with Sting and Big Van Vader for the heavyweight championship of the world. It is maybe a little distressing that Sting does have these tag matches signed as well. But I know Ron Simmons is still here in the arena. And if we can get Ron Simmons out here, I'd like for Ron to address what we've just heard from Harley Race. Ron is here. Ron, come on out. I know you could hear those comments that were directed right at you, big man.
Jim Ross, let me tell you something. I have come out here week after week and heard people mention Ron Simmons' name. But Ron Simmons ain't hard to find, and he said that he's a real man. Well, what do you think I am, made by Mattel? Let me tell you one thing. If you want Ron Simmons, all you got to do is step out here right now, if you want me so bad, and show the people what kind of man you are. You think I'm worried? No, I'm not worried. In the words of the great Bill Watts and the Dusty Rhodes, when you're going one way and that's to the top, if you don't succeed the first time, there's always another time. You work hard and be better than you were before. I have been out here busting my week after week. Do you think I'm afraid of you because you come from Bangkok, because you're Big Van Vader? Hey, I don't care if you invade here from Mars, Jupiter, or wherever you want to go. In the words of the great late Dr. Martin Luther King, I stand here not worried, for I fear no man, for my eyes have seen the coming of the world title.
All right, those strong comments from Ron Simmons, and we'll be back on WCW Saturday night right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Vero Beach, Florida, weighing 243 pounds, the tailor-made man.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into WCW Saturday night. I've been joined here by Ron Simmons. Ron, thanks for coming back out here. I'm looking forward to your analysis of this matchup. And I want to talk to you some more about this Big Van Vader and Super Invader situation. But first, let's go back up to Gary Capetta.
Right, thank you, Jim.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Austin, Texas, weighing 261 pounds, the natural Dustin Rhodes.
Well, fans, if you remember last week here on WCW Saturday night, the tailor-made man really talked like he was going to come to this match and completely dismantle young Dustin Rhodes. Ron, I know you heard those comments. Taylor had a great deal of confidence here last week. It's going to be interesting to see if he can back it up.
Well, you know, Jim, now, taking nothing away from him, he has great ring technology, but it seems to let his mouth overload sometimes his skills out there and forget that he's in a wrestling match and think he's on a talk show and some kind of a host of a talk show. Well, he's got his hands full right here with the natural Dustin Rhodes, I can tell you. This man has come a long way, and he's going a long way with the way he progressed in the last couple of years.
Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham, very, very successful at the Clash of the Champions. And the Tailor-Made Man and Greg the Hammer Valentine, former United States Tag Team Champions. And seemingly, these two guys, of course, won a rematch with the Fabulous Freebirds for the U.S. Tag title. But for some reason, Ron, and I don't really know, maybe you know, why it is so personal with the Tailor-Made Man and Dustin Rhodes.
Well, I think what Terry sees in Dustin is something that he wants to be or could have been in the past year. He sees a young star here on his way up, and he'll do anything that he can to try and cut that short. That's why he's been after Dustin Rhodes so much, but he's going to find, like I said, he's got his hands full, brother, because he let his mouth take the place of sometimes his wrestling skills.
I talked to Taylor and Valentine both earlier today, and they didn't have any nice things whatsoever to say about Dustin Rhodes. And almost from listening to Taylor last week, seeming like he would almost underestimating rather this kid, and that's a big mistake as Dustin got the abdominal stretch, but is countered by the veteran, countered again by Dustin, arm drag takeover. Great counter wrestling by the youngster.
Well, see, that's what I mean right there. See, he lets his mouth get in the way sometimes, and he's underestimating Dustin. One thing for sure, when it goes back to the Freebirds or anybody else, they better not turn their backs on him, because Terry Taylor and Greg Valentine likes to hit a man when he's down. And if you call yourself any kind of man, brother, when a man is down, to come in and say you beat a man, hey, you're no kind of man in my book.
Taylor with a shoulder. No clean break. Starting with a judo chop there. And now Taylor choking, but pushed away.
There you go, Gus. Get on him, baby.
You know, the new emphasis on the rules here in WCW, and I think it's the fans, I know, are happy to see that the rules are going to be enforced. You know, it's let the best man win when they go one-on-one.
Hey, that's the way it should be. That's the way it ought to be in all contact sport, all physical sport. It should be that way. And we're going to find right now the cream is going to rise to the top, because a lot of the rules are being more enforced than they ever been. And you've got to rely on your wrestling abilities and your skills to get through. And that's what we're going to see right here in this match, I can tell you.
I know, Ron, that you believe in good sportsmanship and fair play. That's one of the messages that you spread in the communities when you talk to youngsters in the various elementary schools around. As Taylor with a headbutt on Dustin Rhodes. Taylor, a veteran, an outstanding one, as we pointed out, from Vero Beach, Florida. Irish whip now to the near corner. But Dustin shows great agility, trying to counter to the sunset
Get him down.
He's got him down, and he got a near fall there. Almost got the pin, Ron.
Close, real close. 2.5 count, I think. Well, like you said, Jim, yes, I go around talking in the various schools, and not only is that applying wrestling, but that goes in any walk of life. You got to be your best and be up on your abilities and sharp on your skills, whether it's in business or in any kind of physical contact sports, anything. You've got to have your head together, and you've got to have all your skills together.
I know you've got a great challenge ahead of you when you meet the Super Invader, a guy that's really jumped in your face, and I really don't understand. Well, I kind of understand Race. Race is a sadistic human being. They see you as a threat, I would say, and want you out of it.
Well, you know, taking them away from Harley, hey, the man has been a 7- to 8-time world champion. He knows what he's talking about. And this guy he's got with him, hey, he's big, strong, and the man can be destructive, I tell you. But when he gets in that ring with me, he's going to find a man that's on equal ground and just as forceful and just as dominating as he is.
Nice arm drag take over to the arm by Dustin Rhodes. Right now, Dustin using his leverage advantage to control the situation. Taylor, the counter wrestler that he is, has got to come up with a way to free himself from this situation, and he's not going to do it there where he is. Dustin, being 6'5", maybe a little more than 6'5", has a great leverage advantage, and he's certainly exhibiting that advantage right now as Taylor back up to a vertical base here. And let's see what Taylor can do to come out of it. Irish shift to the far side, but again, Dustin hooks both arms. And two, got a long 2 count there.
It's good technical wrestling there, Jim. Shown by Dustin. Good, very good.
Dustin's got him rolled up again. And again, he got an ear fall there. Long 2 count. Taylor comes up with a kick to the midsection. And now Taylor with a gut wrench. And 2 power bomb. And he's got 2, and that's a near fall for Taylor.
And listen, it take a good man to come out of that, I can tell you. I've been on the end of one of those, and it ain't too pleasant.
Very competitive matchup right here. And vicious kicks to the head by the tailor-made man, who is now widening the offensive advantage on the natural Dustin Rhodes.
See, that's another thing that's been enforced. You see how the referee jumped right on it? But see, leave it up to Terry Taylor to come up with something like that. To still try and break the rule. And we must win any way he can.
Excuse me, Ron. We must point out that the flat of the foot is a legal maneuver. There's a backbreaker. He's got the leg hook, and Dustin able to kick out again at 2. So Dustin Rhodes, with his lower back being punished, finds himself on the defensive here with a tailor-made man. And Taylor drives his head right up into the jaw.
That'll make you lose a few teeth. Come on, Dustin, get it together, baby.
Taylor again. Lateral press, rather lax with his press there. And Dustin able to kick out again. Dustin's got to get back on the offensive. Maybe this will be his opportunity. And Taylor caught him. Another good move by the veteran. Lateral press, and he got 2.5 this time.
Close.
Very close. A half a count away. And Dustin caught him with a big-time right hand.
Come on, Dust. Get up, baby. Come on.
Referee Randy Anderson has a 10 count that he can utilize. That's exactly what he's doing.
Now, taking nothing away from both men, Jim. They've been going at it pretty good this match, I can tell you. They've both taken a lot of punishment. Now, the best man is going to come through. That's what the skills, the rules have been enforced for. Now that you have to rely on the skills and the ability of the ring.
Both men exchanging fists now. Dustin getting the better of the situation.
Come on, Dustin. Keep them coming, man.
There's his version of the bionic elbow. Puts Taylor down. Taylor now in trouble, but Dustin trying to shake it loose. But the veteran from Vero Beach, Florida, back on the attack. The Irish whip is reversed upside. Down goes the tailor-made man. Front face lock into a suplex. Dustin now, lateral press. He may have it, and he got 2 again.
Come on, let's go, Dustin. Come on, baby. Stay on him now.
Irish whip far side. Big time elevation, a back body drop. And the natural kicks him with a lariat. And this may be all. 1, 2, and Taylor kicks out. You got to hand it to the tailor-made man.
You got to give it to them both at this moment.
He's reaching down, and it's been a very challenging situation for both men. Atomic drop. Belly-to-back suplex. And again, Taylor, less than 1 count from being defeated by the natural.
Taylor's showing a lot of guts at this point, Jim.
He did a lot of crowing here last week that he was going to put Dustin away anytime he wanted to with his patented 5-arm. He has not had the opportunity to do that as of yet, as Dustin now rams Taylor. And his head snapped back and hit Dustin in the face. Both men are down again.
Took that turnbuckle with foot to force. His head bounced back and hit Dustin right in the top of the head. So now both of them are out. Come on, Dustin.
Taylor made man up. And he's,
come on.
Penny predicted he may have him 1, 2, and a 3/4.
There you go, baby.
So close.
Too close.
Very close. Dustin whipped in. Taylor missed the right hand. And it's a cross body. They're both trying to put the other away. Taylor now pulls him out of the corner, out of the ropes, and he got his shoulder up again. Tremendous matchup here. Tailor-made man and Dustin Rhodes one-on-one here on WCW Saturday night. And tremendous move there.
Like the first DDT there almost, yeah.
Reverse DDT is right. The leg is hooked. It could be all. Should be. No, it's not. The kid will not quit. And Taylor's got to be getting frustrated. It seems that he just can't put this kid from Austin away.
Hey, it's going to take a lot more than that. He's going to have to dig down. Come on. There you go, baby. Come on.
The Bulldog. He got, wait a minute.
Hey, what is this? Hey, what's going on?
Referee's calling for the bell.
This is exactly what I'm talking about right here, Jim. When they've got a man down like this, hey.
Valentine.
Where's the other referee? Somebody got to get him. Where's the referee at? The other referee. Somebody get in there.
They've got him in a figure 4. This kid is helpless. They're going to try to break his leg right here. Wait a minute. Ron Simmons going to the ring. They're trying to break Dustin Rhodes' leg. Simmons is there. Slams Taylor across the ring. Big Ron Simmons, those right hands on Valentine. It is chaotic here on WCW Saturday night. They wanted to break Dustin Rhodes' leg. Thank goodness that Ron Simmons was here. Yes, we'll be back. Oh, what a situation. Right after this timeout.
wrestling fans, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Seattle, Washington, he weighs 254 pounds, Greg the Hammer Valentine. His opponent from Tampa, Florida, 218 pounds, from the legendary Graham wrestling family, Mike Graham.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WCW Saturday Night. I've been joined here at our broadcast position by the tailor-made man. And I ought to tell you guys, it was quite obvious to me that you and Valentine had a plan set up to break Dustin Rhodes' leg, and I find it somewhat despicable, Terry.
Well, I don't care about your opinion, Ross. It's pretty obvious, baby. We do have a plan to eliminate that nothing happened in Dustin Rhodes. And it just seems like every time I wrestle him, I got him flat on his back, and somebody like Ron Simmons has got to stick his nose in my business.
Mike Graham and Greg the Hammer Valentine, two great veterans here.
Both masters of the figure four. Thing is, I think Greg Valentine's just a little bit better at it.
Fans, don't forget, still to come, Barry Windham is here. We'll also see Nikita Koloff, and we'll talk to Nikita Koloff about turning down the Dangerous Alliance and the opportunity to join that organization. We've got six-man tag action, plus Arn Anderson and Marcus Alexander Bagwell. A lot more still to come, plus that big interview with the Steiner brothers in this program.
That'll be exciting.
Valentine trying to ride Mike Graham, who counters and goes behind Greg the Hammer Valentine into the arm bar, and a wide base there by the great light heavyweight Mike Graham.
Graham's made a career out of beating guys with his quickness and his technique. I don't think he's ever matched somebody who's as sadistic as Greg the Hammer Valentine, who just soon sit out twice and kick you in the teeth. Kind of like that philosophy.
What is the motivation regarding Dustin Rhodes? What has Dustin Rhodes done to you personally that you're on such a vendetta on this kid?
Well, he can't do anything to me personally. What it is it makes me sick to see a kid that's 22 years old ride down his old man's coattails. My father's a doctor. He delivers babies at 22 years old. Do I try to do that? No. I've earned it on my own. I've gotten everything I deserve. And I'm telling you right now, if it's up to just me or me and Greg the Hammer, you'll never see Dustin Rhodes again. Or if you do, it certainly won't be the way you want to see him.
Valentine.
You got a problem with that?
Valentine, I don't. Well, yeah, I got a problem. I think it's rather selfish and rather ludicrous.
Anybody that gets in our way is going to get hurt.
Well, then I don't think you're going to have a hard time finding the natural Dustin Rhodes, whether it be in one-on-one competition or singles. And now Valentine, the big arms around Mike Graham, that reverse chin lock. Valentine keeping the pace as usual. We pointed it out many times. Very methodical.
Yeah, he takes everybody else out of their game plan and gets them at his speed. He's kind of like a tractor running into a tree. He's not going to knock it over with the impact, but he will bowl it over just like he does all of his opponents. Works on Graham's neck. Graham tries to protect the neck, and the next thing you know, you're in the figure four leg lock.
Tremendous elbows. One of his patented offensive moves, that hammer, and he can deliver it with so much force and impact. Judo chop there.
Yeah. Where do you think he got that, Ross?
Maybe from his father, Johnny Valentine.
That's correct. His old man loved beating you up, and he almost liked you beating him up as much. He loved pain, whether giving it or taking it. Greg's the same way. How do you feel going in the ring against a guy who doesn't care about getting hurt?
I'm sure it would be rather challenging. Both these men, second-generation wrestlers. Mike Graham's father, the legendary Eddie Graham. Of course, Greg Valentine's father, Johnny Valentine. They had some wars when they were competing.
Yes, they did.
And now Valentine, as tailor-made man pointed out, is a master of the figure four, dropping those knees onto the quadricep there, and also on the cartilage area of the knee to set perhaps Mr. Valentine up for the figure four.
Well, I'd much rather have a guy that weighs 210 pounds put me in the figure four opposed to a guy that's 250 pounds. Not saying Graham doesn't know how to do it. There's a lot of technique, but anytime you got a guy that has 40 more pounds of muscle on him, he's going to make it that much harder on you. Boy, listen to these guys hitting each other. Challenge each other to keep fighting back.
Big-time right hands by both men.
There you go, Greg.
But Graham and Valentine really getting after it here, and Valentine raking the eyes.
Well, this is almost, I've seen cleaner car wrecks. Tooth and nail, seeing who's going to back down first. Too much pride out there.
Oh, got him with the elbow coming out.
That was his trademark the first 10 years of his career, was that right there.
Right there, big elbow. He may have him, and Graham able to kick out.
Notice how Graham didn't kick out. He slid out from underneath. A smart wrestling move. We'll see how many more of those he's got left.
Vicious side headlock applied by Valentine. Graham's got to Pick the pace up here, kick it in another gear so he can use his quickness. Nice drop toe hold. Quick move there. And now the leg grapevine beginning to work on the leg again of Greg the Hammer Valentine.
He always goes back to the leg. I just have a question, Ross. Why is Dustin Rhodes trying to get a piece of me? You'd think he'd be smart enough to steer clear of trouble.
You're the one that's issuing all the challenges. I haven't heard him come out here and badmouth you like you have him.
What can he say bad?
Well, I can think of several things.
I said him, not you.
He's an outstanding kid, and I don't...
That's exactly what the kid.
Well, what's wrong with that? You were a
man.
You were a kid once.
I'm all man and a yard wide. He's just jealous of me. He had me in the head scissors in that match. I thought my head was in the ropes. I told the ref, break it. His legs are so skinny. Makes me sick that he's in. I can't stand it. 22 years old, he should be washing dishes at some restaurant. He isn't ready yet, and I'm going to prove it to everybody.
Valentine tries to use his strength now, and it's working finally. Now he has the advantage again. And Valentine again with that very methodical pace, dictating the pace on Mike Graham. Graham the quicker of the two. Graham, good counter there into the belly-to-back suplex. Graham, the great amateur background. A nice counter move into the suplex. And now let's see if Graham can maintain some offensive momentum here for any extended length of time.
He's got any brains to go back to the legs. He's got Valentine worried about something else.
Snapmare takes him back down, drives a knee right into the face. Lateral press by Mike Graham, and Valentine able to kick out at two. And again, he goes right back to the eyes.
See, I don't have to do that kind of stuff. I've been talking about Greg not doing that because he's too great an athlete like myself.
He's got him rolled up. Near falls. Oh, my.
That's just strength from your legs.
Oh, he's right in the face.
That's it.
The Hammer caught him.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
The power of Valentine. And you saw the impact of Graham hitting that top turnbuckle. And then Valentine, the veteran, took advantage of it. Let's take another look.
Yeah, there Mike Graham goes for the Pat O'Connor roll-up. A great wrestling maneuver. Great strength. Kicks Graham out. He's in a bad place at a bad time. Hits his own throat. Now watch Greg being smart. Boom! Timber on the throat, and that's it. We're 2 for 2 today, aren't we, Ross?
Fans still to come, our special interview with the Steiner brothers. But right now, let's take a look at the WCW Top 10.
Another pretty face.
Here's the WCW Top 10 rankings for singles competition. The week ending June 27th and 28th, 1992. As always, the rankings are compiled by the WCW Executive Committee based on weekly win-loss records and promoter voting worldwide. The number 10 ranked contender this week, the natural Dustin Rhodes. In at number 9, down 1 notch, the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff. Moving up 2 spots from last week, and at number 8, the All-American Ron Simmons. Barry Windham is down to number 7 this week. The number 6 ranked contender, Cactus Jack, continuing to move up the rankings. This week, he's number 5, is the enforcer, Arn Anderson. The number 4 ranked contender, the World TV Champ, Stunning Steve Austin. In at number 3, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. The number 2 ranked contender, at 450 pounds, Big Van Vader. The number 1 ranked contender, U.S. Champ, Ravishing Rick.
Welcome back, everyone, to WCW Saturday Night. Early in the broadcast, we showed you exactly what happened earlier this week at the Clash of the Champions involving the Steiner brothers, Williams and Gordy. We're going to hear now from the Steiner brothers. We caught up with them just a couple of days ago. But what are your impressions, Mike, about this situation?
Jim Ross, the Steiners have come over all kind of adversity, injuries, but they've never, ever met a force like this. They never, ever have really had their kicked. I want you to watch their eyes closely in this interview, see if some fire's gone.
We caught up with the Steiner just a couple of days ago, and here's what they had to say.
You know, growing up as kids, the younger brother always gets beat up by the older brother. So I got to learn at an early age about pain and how to deal with it. You know, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and Terry Bam Bam Gordy, when he clipped my knee, when you hurt me, all you did was set a precedence for the matches that come. You may hurt me, but I'll still wrestle with the pain. You may hurt me, but you won't break me. Dr. Death, Gordy, me and my brother got big plans for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Sweetwater, Texas, weighing 274 pounds, Barry Windham. His opponent from Seattle, Washington, 246 pounds, John Peterson.
Well, Michael Hayes, it certainly sounds as if the Steiners are looking forward to their rematch with Williams and Gordy, and it will be for the WCW World Tag Team title.
Well, maybe it sounded to you like they're going to look forward to it, but I read between the lines, Jim Ross, and I see a little bit of fear in that hollering. And there should be some fear if you see what he did to Scott Steiner's leg.
Scott Steiner very lucky his knee wasn't really seriously injured, but that rematch between those two great teams has been signed. Barry Windham in here with John Peterson.
Did you notice the pained expression on Barry's face when he came out beltless?
Of course, we're referring to his television title with crossbody. The big man from Sweetwater gets a lateral press. Barry Windham and Stunning Steve Austin have signed a rematch for the World Television title. Certainly enjoyed reading the current edition of WCW Magazine. Mike, have you ever thumbed through the magazine?
Well, I'll tell you the truth, Jim Ross, I subscribe to it. Me and Jimmy Jam both. Anybody who's anybody. If you're a wrestler, you get the magazine because it gives you all the inside scoops. Of course, they have to confer with us to get them, but nevertheless, you're not a real wrestling fan if you ain't got that WCW magazine. I'm telling you that now. Dennis Brent, my hat goes off to you as an editor, definitely not as a person.
Well, we won't go into that as Barry Windham takes down Peterson, working on that hammerlock there. Big Barry Windham at 6'6", over 270. Certainly was infuriated. The way he lost the television title as he rolls Peterson over on the shoulders, got a 1 count there.
That's a good move. He's staying with that arm, and he's hurting it.
And don't forget, we're going to see Nikita Koloff still to come. We're going to talk to Nikita about his recent brawl with Ravishing Rick Rude.
Man, he made Rude mad.
He really did, over the fact that he would not join the Dangerous Alliance. Still got 6-man tag team action yet to come.
Look at that look in Barry Windham's eyes. He is concentrated. And speaking of concentrated, if you get tired of listening to Jim Ross on the 900 number, any Friday, give me and Jimmy Jam a fabulous Freebird Friday. I call it 900, 909, 9900. Look at him staying with the arm. I like Barry Windham. You can't help but not just appreciate his style, Jim Ross.
Great second-generation wrestler, Irish whip far side, and he elevates John Peterson. And Windham at 6'6", when he elevates you, you do get up in the air.
Yeah, you do. There's two things you got to look out for when you're wrestling Barry Windham. One is that big lariat that he comes across with, which usually precedes and sets up, gets you in a position where he can put you up for that superplex. This could be it.
He sets Peterson on the turnbuckle.
Come on, nail him, Barry.
And Windham now from the second rope. This is a legal maneuver.
Beautiful. I love it.
Superplex.
And
flips over. Hooks the leg.
Wrestling fans, here's your winner, Barry Windham.
Barry Windham, Stunning Steve Austin, the World Television title will be on the line when they meet in their big rematch.
Let's take a look at it here. First, to show his agility. Look at his crossbody. 267 taking you right down. Steve Austin, you know that could be happening to you. And then this, I love this move, the superplex. It's so pretty, so sweet. Someone ought to write a song about it. Barry Windham with the 1, 2, 3, Dangerous Alliance, and Steve Austin, you better look out.
Fans, don't forget Georgia Power Safety Night in the Omni. Good friend Bob Hughes, deeply involved in that project. We'll talk more about it after this timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 121 kilos, originally from Lithuania, now residing in the United States of America, Nikita Koloff. His opponent from El Paso, Texas, weighing 225 pounds, Ruben Thomas.
Fans, don't forget the big events this weekend. Tonight in Milwaukee at Mecca. Tomorrow in Chicago at the UIC Pavilion. And we'll be back right here in Atlanta this Monday night here at Center Stage for another national TV taping of WCW Saturday Night. And the bell sounds. Nikita Koloff, the man that has turned down employment within the Dangerous Alliance, and that has not proved very, very pleasant far as Ravishing Rick Rude is concerned, Michael.
No, it's not. But I'll tell you, Nikita Koloff, the Russian nightmare that he is, now see, he knows he's ticked them off, and he's keeping his eyes out looking for them. But Nikita Koloff never in his illustrious career has had to worry about the Dangerous Alliance coming after him, and you can see he's worried about it. He made, I'll tell you, back in the dressing room, Rude was saying things you would not like to hear, and Medusa obviously wasn't happy.
Ruben Thomas trying to do whatever he can to gain an offensive advantage here on this powerhouse, formerly from Lithuania, now residing here in the United States. And he and Rude had a real brawl that was documented on videotape. We'll be showing that to you a little bit later, and I'll be talking to Nikita as well here on the broadcast. This man is a pure power wrestler, and his matchup with Ravishing Rick Rude has been signed for the United States heavyweight title. Shoulder block there by Koloff.
Who would you give in that matchup off the top of your head?
Well, I tell you, until somebody can prove they can beat Rude, I'm going to stay with the champion.
I got to agree with you. Oh!
Unless he's caught with that move, and then anybody's going to go down for the 3 count. The sickle applied by Koloff, and that is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Nikita Koloff.
All right, we're going to take another look at why this man is the Russian nightmare. But Rick Rude, look at that. It's coming your way, baby. And you better be ready, because he wants that United States heavyweight title. He set up the sickle with a perfectly executed suplex. What goes up must come down. Let's go to Jim Ross.
Indeed, another powerful victory for Nikita Koloff. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be talking to Nikita in just a few moments. But last week on WCW Magazine, you saw Nikita turn down the offer to join the Dangerous Alliance. That didn't set too well with Ravishing Rick Rude. Here's what happened recently involving Nikita Koloff and the United States heavyweight champion.
You know what play ball means, Nikita? Do you know what a team is, Nikita? Obviously not, because the first inning has barely begun, and already you got 2 strikes against you. Strike number 1, you threaten my woman. Strike number 2, you make public the fact that you want to take my United States title. Now, Nikita Koloff, if you're the ball player you think you are, if you're one half the man you say you are, step up to the plate right now. Let me throw that final strike. Come on, Nikita.
Whoa, that sounds like an out-and-out challenge to me, Schiavone.
I would agree.
You know,
Here he comes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gonna put that Lithuanian singlet back on, and he's gonna step up to the plate, and he might crack him a home run here. What's he doing holding his woman in front of?
What? I can't believe. What kind of man is Nikita Koloff?
I can believe that. He's from another culture.
He's from another culture that what, brutalizes women?
And they're going at it. Koloff, Rude, it's wild. What a brawl between Koloff and Rude, and I know that you do have a match signed with Ravishing Rick Rude. What are your comments leading into that showdown?
Well, you know Ravishing Rick Rude, he talk about all these old sayings, right? If you can't beat him, join him, he said. You're not a team player, Nikita. Well, you know, as I travel up and down the road in the past, an old partner of mine, my old super partner, Dusty Rhodes, he taught me a few old sayings too, Rick Rude. He said to me, he said, Nikita, he said, know who's on your side and who's not on your side. He said, Nikita, draw the battle line and then let the game begin. Well, Rick Rude, I want nothing to do with the Dangerous Alliance. The battle line has been drawn. Tell all your friends, Arn Anderson, Beautiful Bobby, Paul E., anybody else you got out there, to stand off to the side, Rick Rude. Let's you and I, 1-to-1. 1-to-1, Rick Rude. Get it on. You and I, 1-to-1. And then, Rick Rude, let's see who walks out the better man. You've got something around your waist that I would like to have. It stands for something great.
All these people out here know it. It stands for freedom. That's the USA belt. And I can think of nothing better than to take the USA belt and put it around my waist and become the people's champion. Shut the top.
All right, what a showdown. Koloff and Rude coming up. And when we come back, 6-man tag team action.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, sensational 6-man tag team action. It is set for one fall. Introducing team number 1. Introducing first from the State Patrol, Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker. From Wyoming, Young Pistol, Tracy Smothers. And from Nashville, Tennessee, Richard Morton.
Fans, don't forget to join me tomorrow night on News Talk Radio, AM 750 WSB for Wrestling with Jim Ross, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be taking your calls on the radio.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents. Introducing first from Macon, Georgia, weighing 236 pounds, Johnny B. Bird. Minneapolis, Minnesota, 236 pounds, the Z-Man. And from Cincinnati, Ohio, 226 pounds, Brian.
And the official of this contest, the senior referee in WCW, Ole Anderson.
Well, there's nobody around that knows more about breaking the rules than Ole Anderson, so if someone's going to, police the action, they couldn't have got anybody better.
Flamboyant Johnny B. Bad. Starting out with the young pistol, Tracy Smothers.
Hey, you got a good lawyer?
Do I have a good lawyer?
Yeah.
I think so. Why?
Well, pal, you're going to need it, because what you say on the 900 number, man.
Pretty hot today. I may have stepped over the line today, Michael.
Yeah, you did.
Nice fireman carry takeover. That's a wrestling hotline until midnight tonight as young pistol Tracy Smothers with a head scissors. Both these guys top light heavyweights. The new light heavyweight champion, of course, is Scotty Flamingo.
Yes, it is. And that was a tremendous match at Beach Blast. If you didn't get Beach Blast, ladies and gentlemen, you just missed it. Things in WCW are hotter than they ever have. And with the summer coming along, the Great American Bash is just going to get hotter. When are you going to thank me?
Well, I was going to say the matchup between Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and Terry Bam Bam Gordy and the Steiners, a 30-minute time limit draw last Saturday, near fall there. Ole Anderson right down, arm drag takeover. Nice movement to the arm bar. So many big things going on right now in WCW. It's hard to keep track of all of them as the Z-Man comes in. Oh, he's in great shape. And a forearm by Tracy Smothers, waist lock. Nice counter.
Good move. Well, who are you picking in the NWA Tag Team Tournament? We're still there, ain't we?
Yeah, you guys will be taking on Hase Nogami. Pay-per-view on Sunday, July 12th. For all our great fans down in Albany, tickets are still available. Albany, Georgia, the big side of the Great American Bash. Nice martial arts.
But now, where's your loyalties? Everyone's known that you've been a Dr. Death fan forever, and everyone also, nice cross body.
Got a cross body. He may have him here.
Oh, good super kick.
Super kick and a lateral press. He hooks a leg. Ole down, got a 2 count out of it. Well, I'll tell you something. After last week, Williams and Gordy going 30 minutes, time limit draw with the Steiners. After beating them, even though it was controversially done this past Tuesday, Monday rather, I got to go with Doc and Gordy, Michael, in all due respect. Could be a Freebird, almost a
Freebird final.
Could be. Irish whips him in, and Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker caught the foot coming in. Nice move by the Z-Man.
Good block.
Goes right back to it. Head scissors over. Fast-paced match here. And here comes Flying Bryant. Hello, so many great light heavyweights right now in WCW.
Scotty Flamingo sure came out of the pack, didn't he?
He really did. Quite an upset. Sergeant Parker running his knee into the top turnbuckle. Pillman now taking advantage of that mistake. There's a lot of great ones here. A lot of great ones abroad as well, including Jushin Thunder Liger. And another one, Brad Armstrong, who I've always been impressed with.
Good open hand chop there, another one.
Pulls into the corner, makes the exchange with the Z-Man. There's a little double team going on there offensively.
Well, you've got to 5 to get out, so it's not really breaking the rules, it's just bending it. And you can see that these guys used to be United States Tag Team Champions. Now here's the problem. Here's an experience. They had him going on the leg. Johnny B. Bad is going nowhere near the leg. I guess he heard me.
Well, right now he's going to it to continue the continuity of their offense.
Sure, you have to. That's what tag team wrestling and that's what wrestling is all about.
Even though your forte may not be working in the lower body, if your opponent establishes, or your partner establishes that, you've got to continue.
Exactly. You've got to win.
Nice counter move. He rolled through it into the hammerlock, drops a knee there.
When are you going to thank me? That's what I want to know.
For what?
Oh, for what? For how about the NFL Atlanta Falcons radio job that I got you? See, I couldn't kick Larry Munson out, but I guess you had no problem with it.
I don't want to be the most hated man in Atlanta. I had nothing to do with Larry Munson leaving the Falcons. He's going to be strictly Georgia Bulldogs right now. I'm sure that's not important to our fans in Seattle, as Johnny B. Bad is hammered into the top turnbuckle. Irish whipping Ricky Morton in, and whoa, man! He went through another time zone and a couple of zip codes before he came down on that one. Morton, another great light heavyweight, several of them in this contest.
All right, to see, there was another mistake. He didn't go for the pinfall. You had him down, you dropped him from almost the top of the building.
Good match for Flamingo to scout. All these men could be viable contenders somewhere down the road. Good counter there. Sunset flip.
Whoa, nice.
Both arms are hooked.
Backslide.
Ole's got a very deliberate count, but it's consistent.
Yes, it is. Not too much cheating going on, you might notice.
Tags are made very legally. A lot of controversy. Michael Hayes, what's your opinion of the off-the-top rope rule now? Coming off the top rope being illegal.
Well, I think one of the major reasons for that is the injuries over the years. You know, it used to be that you couldn't come off the top, and it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous. Some people think it's going to really hinder guys like Flying Brian, the Z-Man, who've been known to come off the top rope.
From behind, Johnny B. Bad, his attention not focused on Smothers, but on Richard Morton. He caught from behind there. Well, I'll tell you something. You got to beat somebody on the mat, and I think that's where the action should stay.
Exactly.
Same concept, no mats on the outside. 2 reasons for that. The wrestling should stay in the ring. If you go outside, you pay the price by hitting the concrete floor.
Sure you do. And I mean concrete floor. We're not talking about mats stacked up outside the ring. They got to stay on him. Come on. They finally slowed down the pace of the match, and that's what they needed to do. Buddy Lee Parker is highly underrated. Highly underrated. Yes!
Walking the second rope like the spoiler used to do.
Upset.
2 and that's all this time. Johnny B. Bad able to kick out.
They've got him going. If they want to get this victory, they got to take it home quick.
Double team offense. Setting for the ride. Anderson putting Sergeant Parker outside. He's putting Pillman outside. Good officiating here. Johnny B. Bad up and over, trying to go for a sunset flip. Smothers can't keep his balance. Another near fall here in this 6-man tag team event.
Now you notice how they cut off the ring. Johnny B. Bad has not gone anywhere close to his corner. This is smart tag team wrestling. Quick tags. Dish out the punishment.
Richard Morton, a great tag team wrestler, leading this team here. Inside cradle, good counter. But it couldn't get 3 by Johnny B. Bad. Irish whip, far side. A face lock into a short suplex there.
A quick snap one. He needs a tag.
Big time, he really does. Both men will be smart to make the tag. Morton tags in Smothers. And here comes Pillman. Woo, what a chop. Open hand chop.
Oh, just go ahead, close the fist down somebody, Brian.
Pillman, the former light heavyweight champion, who was upset last Saturday by Scotty Flamingo, comes in with a great deal of intensity and a power slam. He hooks the leg, but the count's interrupted.
Good save. I think that would have been it.
All 6 men in here now. Ole's got to restore some order. That's exactly what he's doing. Pillman.
What's he doing? Don't tell me he's going to the top. No, idiot. It's illegal.
Pillman up on top, makes the contact.
All right, come on. DQ it.
It's automatic.
You're darn right.
He must have had a mental lapse. He forgot about the rule change.
Hey, they issued out memos. Everyone
Ladies and
got one.
gentlemen, the winners of the match as a result of a disqualification, the team of Richard Morton, Young Pistol Tracy Smothers, and Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker.
Michael, I'm going to try to talk to Ole Anderson, but let's take another look at what just happened.
All right, let's take exactly what happened. Here's Brian Pillman. He must have done this all his life, but you won't do it no more in WCW. He comes off with a top rope clothesline. Ole's right there on the spot, and I believe that this is going to be disqualification. Let's go to Jim Ross and find out.
Well, here with the senior referee at WCW, Ole Anderson. Ole, I know that was not a very popular decision, but that is an automatic disqualification coming off the top rope and contacting your opponent. You had no alternative.
There's no choice. The rules state that a man comes off the top of the rope and makes contact with his opponent. It's an automatic disqualification. The winning has to go to the other team. Brian, I explained that to you before, and just now I told you why. You have to be thinking and you have to know you can't come off that top rope.
Well, Jim, as you mentioned, it's not a popular decision. I cost my teammates a victory, but you're right.
You got faith, you ain't no more flying, Brian. If you can't come off the top rope, it's disqualification, man. Don't cry over spilled milk, boy. I'm the winner, I'm the man. I'll whoop you and your mama and your dad, boy.
Wait a second, hold it.
I'll whoop you like you got
Hey, come on.
You guys want to have...
Let me tell you something. I don't need to come off the top rope to kick your As a matter of fact,
Come on.
I'd rather do it.
Players, we're going to take a break and get this thing under control. We'll be back in a minute.
Wrestling fans, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by Medusa and representing the Dangerous Alliance from Minnesota, weighing 250 pounds, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. His opponent from Marietta, Georgia, 227 pounds, Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WCW Saturday night. Don't forget, tomorrow on the main event here on TBS, the fabulous Freebirds put the U.S. tag titles on the line against young Marcus Alexander Bagwell and the Z-Man. And plus, we've just found out, Michael Hayes, that Fly-In Brian will go with Tracy Smothers one-on-one right here on TBS tomorrow, 6:05 Eastern Time.
Well, you know, that probably ain't quick enough for them to, and there it is. Arn Anderson is a man possessed. He is really ticked off because whether it's the championship committee or Sting's people, it's a big insult to injury that they don't give. They got a match and it's not a title match. I mean, what kind of qualifications do you have to get a title match?
Arn Anderson has signed to go one-on-one with Sting, but much to Anderson's chagrin, it is not a title matchup. We'll talk about that, time permitting, with Arn Anderson before we go off the air here today. Anderson, one of the great veterans here in WCW.
I'll tell you who I'm kind of surprised, and I got to put the blame on Paul Lee. I mean, that's not good managerial stuff when a guy like this can't get a title match.
That's an interesting point because you're exactly right. Anderson has all the credentials. And I'll tell you something. I think it's going to take someone with a great mat wrestling style to beat Sting for the heavyweight championship of the world. We know that Sting and Big Van Vader will meet in their rematch on Sunday, July 12th, exclusively on pay-per-view and on the Wrestling Hotline from Albany, Georgia, during the Great American Bash.
Well, now, we don't know that because Sting, Mr. John Wayne, has signed some tag team matches. And I'm telling you, the Super Invader and Big Van Vader, they're not going out to win those matches. There's no way Harley Race is interested in chalking up a victory in tag team wrestling.
Cactus Jack and Ricky Steamboat had a tremendous altercation that we'll talk more about.
Let's talk about Steamboat. How do you think he feels now that he does not have the United States heavyweight title? He really made a good effort for it.
I think all that's happened here, Michael, is that Dangerously's hired Cactus Jack to take Steamboat out so that Steamboat doesn't regroup and come back after ravishing Rick Rude. We know that Rude has his share of problems right now with Nikita Koloff.
Exactly.
What'd you think of the bikini contest last Saturday night?
Well, what wouldn't any man think about the bikini contest?
I think that would make the late Truman Capote change his philosophy.
Oh, yes, it would. But nevertheless, you know how I feel about broads. In the kitchen, the bedroom, see you later.
Bagwell.
I hate Bagwell. I hate his looks. I hate Sprayberry High School. I never liked anybody from Marietta when I was growing up, and I still don't today.
Anderson buries a knee into the midsection of Marcus Alexander Bagwell and kicks him with a flat of the foot right in the abdomen. Remember tomorrow, Bagwell and Z-Man against Hayes and Garvin.
Yeah, the Barbie dolls. Jimmy Jam's running and getting ready right now.
Anderson knee to the midsection. Boy, I'll tell you something. This guy is so technically sound. I don't know of anyone in the sport that is as technically sound or any more sound than Arn Anderson. But as you said, and you know it better than I, you're in the locker room with these guys from time to time, or in the airport or wherever. I had heard rumors he was extremely insulted that the championship committee didn't grant him a title match with Sting coming up.
Well, he should be. He should be.
Big time left hand by Anderson.
Sting's the marked man, let's face it.
Oh,
when you're king of the mountain, you're the marked man.
Reversal of the Irish whip by the youngster. Bagwell up on the second turnbuckle, hammers down at the veteran. Anderson dropping down. Caught him.
There it is.
Fine buster slam.
See ya.
Wrestling fans, the winner of the match, the enforcer, Arn Anderson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take another look at it. The enforcer executing perfectly. Here he is. Bagwell coming off the ropes with a lot of velocity. He goes low, scoops him up, and drives him down. And Mr. Sting, if that happens to be you, then you're going down two to the 1, 2, 3. Let's take it up to Jim Ross.
You made a lot of comments in the last few weeks about wanting that matchup with Sting for the heavyweight championship of the world. You have your opportunity in Atlanta's Omni on Sunday, July the 5th. I know you're upset with the situation because it will be a non-title event. Your response?
They say adversity introduces a man to himself. Well, standing right here, I know who I am. That man, Sting, is a guy that has been going through red tape all my life. They've always called Arn Anderson an overachiever. I wasn't big enough. I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't flashy enough. Well, the setting is the Omni, the place where Vader dropped you for 3 months, broken ribs. I don't know if they're thinking, give Arn Anderson to Sting in a non-title match. Give him a warm-up to get his mind right, and he don't stand anything to lose. Well, Sting, if you think you're going to use me for a warm-up, understand one thing. My focus is on myself and that World Heavyweight title. If I have to beat you once to get a title shot, that's what I'll do. Because in that very same Omni, you are no longer immortal. You're just a man like me. You can be hurt and you can bleed. And if you can bleed, you can be beat, irregardless of public opinion. I'm the man you got to look to, not Vader.
What a showdown will be in the Omni on Sunday, July the 5th. Don't forget to join Tony Schiavone and Magnum TA tomorrow for the main event. For everyone here at Center Stage, so long, everybody.